What's good, YouTube? This is your boy, Hustler and Muscular, also known as HNM, dropping some gems, stomping harder than a pair of Timbs. And you know what I'm here to do? I'm here to give you the truth straight out the booth, hit it out the park like Babe Ruth. Because that's what I do. All right. And by the way, this is my first time doing a stream. I'm still kind of new at this. Ain't my first time, but I'm still kind of new at this. So just bear with me while I understand how this stuff works. All right, I'm back. Now let's get into this topic. Today I want to talk about the backlash of the passport bros. Now, for those of y'all that don't know, the passport bros is just a movement of men who decide to get their passport and go overseas to other countries to seek out love and admiration from women in said foreign countries. So basically, they're tired of trying to find women in the West. They're fed up with these modern day feminist ideologies that our women have undertaken, and they want to go overseas and try to seek better women. Now, they've caught a lot of backlash over the years since this movement got started. I've been seeing video after video of women being mad at the passport bros, saying a whole bunch of bullshit that makes absolutely no sense. And today I want to cover some of the things that I've heard people say, and then I'm gonna do a couple of reaction videos to other content creators who decide to talk about the passport bros. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is I saw a video of a woman. She claims that men are too broke. She basically said men are so broke that they refuse to take women out on real dates. So I guess they rather go overseas where the women out there don't require any kind of expensive dates or whatever. Okay, first of all, if men are so damn broke, how can they even afford to go overseas in the first place, let alone stay out there? And second of all, that stupid ass narrative is basically ruining it for the few women out here who don't demand expensive dates. You're basically making life difficult for every other woman out there who may just want the bare basics and want to sit down and get to know a man. All this nonsense y'all ladies talk about, oh, you don't do coffee dates, you don't do walks in the park. Instead, you want a man to splurge on your happy ass. How the holy mother of able to get to know a man if that's what y'all want? This is why men are going overseas. It ain't the fact that these men cannot afford y'all, if that's what you want to call it, because that's basically what it is. Y'all ladies want men to pay for y'all, spend money on y'all. That's it. That's basically what you're doing. And again, you're making it hard for the few women out here who don't require all that stuff. So no, you can't put that on all women out there. Excuse me. You can't just put that on every woman out there. No, it doesn't work that way. Ugh. Another thing, I was told that men go overseas to seek desperate women. desperate? How about the fact that men go overseas because they want to find traditional minded women who actually are good for marriages and bring more to the table than just their box and sex appeal? You ever thought about that, ladies? And you talk about being desperate. I think women out here in the West are more desperate than anything. Why? Because they brought into the feminist ideology that they don't need a man for this. They don't need a man for that. They can do that all by themselves. Men ain't good for shit but money and dick. That's all that they wanted. They got it. And now that men are leaving, they're the ones getting desperate. So if anyone's desperate, it's these modern women. They're the ones desperate because now their own men don't want shit to do with their happy asses. They're going overseas for better opportunity. And let me just say this. When men go overseas, they want to go to a country where it's about traditionalism and it's not so much about feminism. You know, everybody is held to a standard, men and women alike, unlike out here in the West, where it's only the men who have to be held to a standard. I mean, seriously, as men, we can't even have a standard as far as what we want in a woman. Take her as she is. She could be obese, out of shape, angry, bitter baby mama with 5 kids. We still got to just take that for what it's worth. Seriously, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Telling men that they shouldn't have a standard is just ridiculous. At least out there in other countries, men are expected to have a standard as far as what they want out of a woman. If you want if you want bottom of the barrel loose chicks, you ain't gonna find that in other countries. Yes, you'll find it, but it's more treasures out there than it is trash. In the West, it's treasure amongst trash, but in other countries, it's trash amongst treasures. That's the bottom line. So men would rather go overseas to other countries where it's basically treasures among trash. There's more treasures out there than it is trash. You'll find some trash out there, yes, but they're overshadowed by all the treasures out there. Another comment I've heard. Western women claim that women overseas are stealing their men away. First of all, you can't steal something that was never yours to begin with. So what's with all the damn entitlement? And second of all, you can't say Western women are stealing men if the men deliberately choose to go overseas and deal with other women from other countries. Y'all act like these women just come over here to the West and start trafficking or something like that. Trafficking the men, kidnapping them and taking them overseas. That's what y'all act like is really going on out here. Seriously. That is not the deal. That's not what the hell is going on out there. Men are choosing to go overseas, choosing to go over to get their passports. It ain't got nothing to do with women stealing them. And the last thing I want to cover before I get into some reaction videos is this. Y'all talk about this whole sisterhood. Support all women. Let women be free. Let women do what they want to do. Let them be with whoever they want to be with. Well, from what I understand, I guess when it comes to the women overseas, all bets are off, because y'all Western women are bashing and talking down on all these foreign women from other countries, saying that they're uneducated, not very independent, don't speak a whole lot of English, which we can all back up and beg to differ, because I know plenty of females from other countries that can speak good English, and they do have good jobs, and they are very well educated. A lot of us know women like that from other parts of the world. So that's bullshit right there. But whatever happened to the whole sisterhood? I guess when it comes to foreign women, ladies, the sisterhood don't mean a damn thing. All bets are off when it comes to women overseas, much less the women overseas who are dating and dating American men, the same American men you said were trash, the same American men you said weren't good for shit except sex and money. Yeah, that sisterhood nonsense is not real. It's just a bunch of bullshit. It's a real crapshoot, if you ask me. So yeah. And women will say, oh, you're going overseas because you can't handle a strong, independent woman. You can't handle the women out here in the West because you're too weak. You're too stupid. You don't know how to handle yourself out here in the West. Okay. Need I remind you about what happened to that female trucker who went to Dubai acting a fool and didn't tolerate her bullshit? So what do they stand in all this? So while you ladies are sitting here talking down on how men in the West are too weak to deal with y'all, take your black asses over to other countries and see how they treat y'all when y'all go over there acting a fool, because you can't take the same American ideologies that you adopted here in the West and take it overseas and they're just going to stand for that. The rules are different. Narratives are different. The laws are different. Everything's different. They're not going to stand for your bullshit. And men in the West, they're fed up with your bullshit. So how you gonna say we're too weak to stand for your bullshit, knowing damn well a man of tradition of values will look at you and have the same kind of reaction, have the same kind of response? It ain't so much that men are trash. Your attitude is fucking trash. You come at different men with these trash attitudes, these hostile, belligerent attitudes, and you're gonna get the same result no matter what kind of man you approach. You put a trash bin by the door, everybody gonna look at it as a trash bin, because that's what the hell it is. You approach different men with trash mindsets, everybody is gonna gravitate to that and look at you as being just trash, plain and simple. So I'm afraid there's just no getting around that. Ladies, unless you change your attitudes and drop this independent boss chick mindset, you ain't gonna get anywhere with any man. I don't give a damn where you go. You saw what happened to that chick in Dubai, the chick that went to Dominican Republic, talking down on that man because he wasn't making as much money as her, and her family was just looking at her cross-eyed like, what, who you talking to like that? We don't do things out here. So no. So does that mean men overseas are weak? And let me say this. I saw a video of a woman saying she wanted to go overseas where men are actually building. Okay, so the men in the West aren't building? You're trying to say the women and the men out here in this country are not building anything? Is that what you're trying to tell me? My God. This is just ridiculous. Understand something. Women in other countries, men in other countries, I'm sorry, are building just as much as we are. They're probably more advanced. Some of them may be more advanced than us, depending on where you go. They're building. But when they see your belligerent ass come out there trying to act a certain type of way, they're not going to do shit for you anyway. And like I said, it doesn't matter where you go. If you have a trash attitude, a trash mindset, that's going to carry over into the West, plain and simple. That's going to carry over. You can't do that. Every country is not the same. They have rules, they have standards, and yes, the men out there are building, but they have standards that they set for their women. So no, you can't go over there acting like that. So yeah, it's a real crapshoot out there. And you talk about the goddamn sisterhood, but I guess when it comes to foreign women dating y'all, dating us, all bets are off. They're uneducated, they're losers, they're gullible, all this kind of stuff. Men are going overseas because they want a weak, vulnerable woman that they can control. Like I said, even women in other countries, they can be tough and independent in their own right, but they have a traditional mindset to balance it out. Men can go overseas and get a peace of mind from said women. Now, granted, are there trash women overseas? Yes, there are. It's trash everywhere. Get used to it. But it's less trash out there. I'll take my chances marrying a female in a foreign country where it's all about traditionalism before I think about marrying some broad out here in the West where traditional values don't mean a damn thing and a woman can basically do whatever the fuck she want to do. No, that's just not happening. Nuh-uh, that ain't gonna happen with me. No, no, no. Okay, now before I drop the link, I want to get into some reaction videos talking about the passport bros. Here's one in particular that I thought was pretty interesting. And shout out to this YouTuber. Get my camera real quick. Yeah, here we go. Shout out to this YouTuber by the name of Bounty Villa. Let's see what he has to say.
So all the passport bros movement is about men wanting to sleep with women for a cheaper price.
A cheaper price. bruh, if I want to sleep with females for a cheaper price, guess what? There's plenty of bras out here in the West that will do that. Oh my God. Let's see what else he has to say. So I'm going overseas because I want to get some cheap broads.
So let me get to the point. Bro is speaking straight facts. But I will say this, I support the passport bros.
Why?
Because when you think about it, a lot of people pay for love. And a lot of people don't want to be alone. And even if it is artificial, that's their decision.
Artificial? I think you got me fucked up with something called OnlyFans. Because I'd rather have the actual fantasy than the virtual fantasies. Artificial my ass. You must be thinking OnlyFans are a bunch of freaking sex dolls, baby. Get your facts right.
Incorrect, per usual. So you send out this android of a man right here, this sent beta male, and the thing is, it doesn't work what he's saying, and you trying to back it up, it doesn't resonate with what's actually going on in the truth. The truth is,
oh, by the way, before I forget, fair use, ladies and gentlemen, fair use.
And overseas are having more success, more options, and having more dates than you guys are having dates. And, you know, also that ChatGPT guy in the beginning, he's getting no dates. Only attention he's getting is getting his video stitched on TikTok by other women to use so they can make excuses for their, you know, bad dating experience in life because they're dried out of the dating market. Men only want them for sex. So, of course, they got to send out those androids, those ChatGPT guys to further their point. But it doesn't work because what's happening is men have receipts. And the more men get their passports and come back with their testimonies, the more this sounds like a bunch of hogwash. So just continue to spit that dog shit. I already know what it's going to be. Let's continue the video.
So for anybody to get upset with them or be mad, it's just like trying to be mad at somebody for choosing a woman and they're a woman or a man and they're a man. Their lifestyle should not affect you. Me personally, I'm not paying for love. You got to be with me genuinely. Like it has to be genuine.
But that's the
well, if you're desperate enough, you'll do just that. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure if you get eager enough, you will do just that, sweetheart. I'm just saying. Continue.
Thing you won't even know because the type of men that you go for know the game so well. They know how to talk to girls. They're good with women that you won't even know. It'll look that way. It'll appear that way. But nigga ain't going to be genuine. And you are already paying for love right now. You're paying with your body because you're giving the box to somebody because women are always having sex with somebody on the side. Even if they can't get a relationship, they have other simps.
That's a good point. AKA prostitution. You are paying for it. You're using your body just to entice these men because you know damn well that's all you got to bring to the fucking table.
But that's their prerogative and it shouldn't bother us. I think what bothers us is that
if it shouldn't bother you, why are you making this goddamn video?
A lot of the passport bros degrade American women or black women when they speak on it.
Degrade them? No. How about telling y'all the goddamn truth, which is something y'all don't want to hear? Ever thought about that?
Which, if you're truly happy, why do you need to speak on it? If you really found the love of your life, why advocate or speak on it any further? Just say, hey, I found the love of my life and move on.
I should ask you a question of my own. If you don't give a rat's ass about men going overseas and that's their prerogative, why the hell are you on TikTok or whatever this is making this video in response to the passport bros? Make it make sense, people. Make it make sense.
Why does it still need to be a topic?
Because we don't care about your feelings. And men are the ones that were talking to each other. Modern women came and butted in. And if you brung your ass into the fire, you know what I'm saying, then guess what? You're going to get your ass burned. And I think that's what Philip Scott was trying to say. Don't bring your ass in this kitchen. You're making a video and you're butthurt about it and you don't like it because it ain't no fun when that rabbit got the gun.
It's really not much more I need to say on the topic. But I do have proof that most of these women, they do use y'all. And deep down inside, y'all know that.
Let me guess. Your proof is 90 Day Fiance. Let me go ahead and debunk this. That's a TV show and that's not proof. You're a moron if you think that that's actually reality. Like, this is the type of things that make women so impressionable that they actually believe this and they use it in the outside world.
The passport bros know that deep down inside. They're not gonna admit it, on the forefront. But like I said, I'm not really against it, because if you know that you want this feminine, fit, beautiful, submissive woman, and all you gotta do is pay for her, and you're not going to hear a peep out of her. She's going to do exactly what you want. She's going to bury your children. She's going to be quiet and do everything that you want. I mean, and you can't find it anywhere else, and you've been searching and searching and searching. Maybe.
What do you mean by pay for her? The way you talk is like a prostitution ring or a whorehouse ring. Now, how does that go exactly? Simple. You meet a woman, give her money, y'all do some sexual stuff, and then y'all keep it moving. That's how that works. We're talking about men going overseas to find traditional men and women to possibly marry. So what the holy mother of hell are we paying for besides our ticket to overseas? Seriously. Clearly, you got prostitution confused with men traveling for better opportunities.
Maybe it's not a bad idea to go ahead and do that. If you just can't find it here, go to where the love is.
Man, sit your ass down.
Tell me you're masculine, a headache, and you're just not going to give me any peace whatsoever and just create total drama because of your baggage and you being ridden on the CC way too many times, over 7 times, killing your oxytocin and your pair bonding agent without telling me anything. Because that's all this sounds like. And you said you shouldn't have anything else to talk about on the topic. You have so much to talk about because you're single, lonely, and you're dried out of the dating market, and you don't have any more simps to give you validation. So now women find the validation that they seek in women. So if men aren't going to agree with her and give her the validation, women are going to say, yeah, girl, you a queen, you a 10, you don't need no man.
Exactly. And that's the sisterhood for you. That's the sisterhood blowing up y'all egos, telling you whatever the fuck that y'all want to hear, instead of telling y'all, well, if you want to get a man, you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to stop acting like this. No, they ain't going to tell you that. Why? Because misery loves company. Plain and simple. Misery loves company. So, of course, they ain't going to tell y'all that. Let's continue.
Stay single.
So I want y'all to take a look at this. Now, I knew that this girl was going to delete her comment because it was a lot of angry passport bros that was coming at her. And I did not get to, I saved it, but of course she deleted it. And I never got to make a video about it. So right here, I'm Dominican, born and raised, and we can't stand passport bros. My cousins use them. Now, yeah, that's just one, and she's speaking on her cousins, but, and the fact that she deleted it, that lets you know, like, bro, like, I don't know what more to say or to tell y'all, but, I mean, like I said, the passport bros, they know what's going on. I support them wholeheartedly because being...
You support them, homie, you sure fooled me.
Lonely, not just alone, but being lonely, it's a bitch. And
oh, you should know, right?
Like I said, if you could pay for somebody to love you the way you want to be loved.
Pay for somebody to love me. What's with all this paying shit? Why is everything about money to y'all broads? Seriously. And it's strange how y'all want to call these men broke, these men dusty, but yet at the same time, they got enough money to go out there and pay for a chick overseas. Ever consider that? Maybe these men aren't the broke, dusty bums you think they are. Let's continue.
I'm not against that. You know what I'm saying? But y'all don't have to talk or speak negatively on other women.
Yet you sit around and you support and use comments as your so-called proof to say ignorant things and stupid things and stuff that makes no sense about men. It's funny how you pick and choose when it's something's going to be disrespectful and when it's not and when it's deemed necessary. This is why men lead and women follow, because women, they're impressionable and they believe anything in the comments section. She really went off of that. And you can tell that she's making it up as she goes because her eyes keep moving to the right and to the left. She's like, I don't have anything better to say or more to say. Okay, because you're just making a video because you want attention. And you said when you're single and lonely, you just prove that you are what you just talked about.
I'll be right back. Hold on a sec, people.
crazy about, you're mad at because they're able to go out and get something that you can't get. And that's an actual connection with the opposite sex. While you sit in the, sit in the house and you listen to If I Ruled the World by Nas and Lauryn Hill, bored to death, just on TikTok, talking about, angry passport bros. You're the woman making this long ass video just because you have a tongue ring in your mouth and you have no man to use it on.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Oh my God. Okay, I'm back. Now I have to go find myself another video to look at in regards to this, the hatred towards the passport bros. Okay, here's a good one. This one is called, hold on. This one is called 20 Minutes of Modern Women Having a Breakdown over Passport Bros. Shout out to the Man Guide for this video. And before I start playing it and doing a reaction to it, fair use, ladies and gentlemen, fair use. Again, shout out to the content creator, the Man Guide. Subscribe to his channel if you're interested. Now let's hear what these women have to say. This should be good. This should be good.
Bros are mad because a lot of the foreign women that they're trying to go and seduce and bring to America are basically using them for their money, or basically see right through them. You know
that? Now I will say this though. Does that kind of shit happen? Oh yes, it does. It does happen to a degree. Yeah, that kind of stuff does happen. But hey, like I said, there's trash people everywhere. You have to be careful because yeah, there are some people out here trying to use us American men just so they can, get their green cards and get access to American. So yes, there are people out here doing that, but everybody ain't doing that, Everybody's not out there doing that. So you do have to be careful. Even so, yeah, that's why I say to y'all brothers going overseas, you still have to be careful because yes, you do have people out there trying to use y'all just to get what they call the freaking green card or whatever, just so they can gain access to American. Okay, and shout out to the Culture Invasion podcast, aka Kip. What it do, my guy? What it do? What it do? Nice of you to join me. I'll drop the link soon up, but just bear with me for this reaction. Shout out to Culture Invasion.
A nigga that you thinking about, does he have a wallet? And in that wallet, does he have money?
I would think so.
Oh, okay. Have a good day.
If he ain't paying all them bills, he can't say nothing. Okay? Nothing, because he's just a roommate.
Oh, it's sprinkle. This stuff is killing me. If he ain't paying all the bills, he can't say shit. No, correction, sweetheart. If he's not only paying all the bills, but he ain't let you have your fucking way all the time, he can't say shit, right? Y'all modern women act like that if a man wants you to abide by his standards and get on his program, he got to pay all your bills and give you whatever you want. When the sad reality is, that don't mean shit. That don't mean anything. Honestly, it don't mean anything. A man could be paying all your bills, doing this, that, and the third, but the second this man lay down the law and say, oh, this is how it's going to go and try to be the leader of the relationship, and you stuck in your independent boss chick mindset, it's not going to change anything. So get out of that damn mindset of He got to pay my bills first. This is ridiculous. Anyways, fair use people. Fair use people.
You make 38,000. You need to be handy. You need to know how to light bulb and put a fan up and put on a light switch. If you make $38,000 a year, you better cut the grass. You better wash dishes, cook food, wash clothes, fold. I mean, everything.
Wow.
I'm adding myself. So that's all I have for you. I don't bring anything to. I don't have anything to bring to a table.
You can't.
Because you are the goddamn table, right? Because that's all you are. You are the table, right? Oh, man.
Can't afford to date, don't date. I'm sorry if you got used and abused by some woman who just used you for a free meal. That really just comes with part of the dating territory. Like, I get it, you're jaded, but what does that have to do with me? Like, I'm sorry, you need to use better discretion. That has nothing to do with, like, women in general. Don't penalize the
We didn't say women in general, goddammit. We just said a large majority of y'all ladies are full of shit. Seriously, we can't generalize one woman without all of y'all getting offended. What the hell?
next chick just because you took the wrong chick out to eat. And you know what? If you're just like, hey, I don't want to be spending this much money on dates, that's fine. Take a break from dating. Re-up your money. Go donate some
Take a break from dating, as in rack up your money. That way you have more money to waste on these modern women. Now, granted, all of them are not going to do that. I'm going to say this. All women in the West are not going to use you for your money. But at this point, why the fuck should we even give a rat's ass? It's so much trash in this market. It's just ridiculous. And not only that, even if I did find a treasure out here in the West, y'all modern day bitter bras are going to be shaming her, trying to put a bunch of bullshit in her man, thus fucking up my relationship. So of course we're leaving the West. We want to go someplace where it's more about traditionalism, and the angry bitter sisterhood can't fuck it up for you, can't fuck it up for the good women out there. That's what we're really looking for. A place where we can be in our masculinity, be the providers, be the protectors that we're supposed to be, without all the feminism bullshit getting in the way, because they want freedom for all women, when in reality they just want superiority. That's what we're looking for. Let's continue. Fair use, fair use.
Plasma, do whatever you got to do, because I'm not about to go on some cheap date to like Applebee's or Fridays because you mad at the old shit who used you for a free meal.
If a nigga want to take your ass out to Applebee's, that's because he's trying to get to know your ass. That's the fucking point. He wants to get to know you. Seriously, who takes a chick out on a $500, $200, $300, whatever the fucking dollar date on the first goddamn date? Who does that? Now, granted, have I done that before? No, but not to that degree. not to that degree. I spent hundreds of dollars on a female I was just dealing with sexually. Did I get to smash? Yeah, I got to smash, but I found out that the juice isn't worth the squeeze. So that's something that you got to think about. Even if you do spend money on a chick, taking her to a fancy restaurant, you get to smash her. Guess what? She expects that every freaking time y'all go out on a date until your ass go broke. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. Man, it's bullshit. Okay, Kip says Dollar General Candace. Oh, man. He says, buy Applebee's, then unpack it and act like I cooked it. Act like I cooked it. Culture, you something else, man. Yo, buy Applebee's, pack it up and act like you cooked it. Wait, whatever floats your boat, man. What you mean by your J? I don't know what you mean by JK, but that shit would be funny as fuck. Yeah, I can imagine. And let me tell you this. If a chick is complaining about you taking her out on dates or whatever, cheaper dates such as Applebee's or whatever the hell. Oh, you're joking. Okay. If she's complaining about small stuff like that, that's a red flag for me personally. And ladies, ask yourself this question before you go mouthing off about men spending less money on y'all. Are y'all even relationship qualified your damn selves? Do y'all even qualify to be in a relationship with the same men that you say need to spend hundreds of dollars on you like that? Because you don't do coffee dates? Are you worthy of the shit? That's what you got to ask your goddamn self. Are you freaking worthy? Because if not, you're fooling yourself. If not, maybe a coffee day is all you're worthy of. Believe me, I've met several women who had one problem or another that made them unworthy of being in a relationship. So I said, let's keep it simple. Motel room, smoke, drink, do whatever the fuck we want to do sexually. Let's get it in and get the fuck on about our day. That's the way we do it. It's not about being cruel. It's not about being cheap. It's about treating y'all ladies according to how y'all deserve to be treated. Are you a princess or a victim? You're not. Wait, hold on. They said you're not born worthy. Exactly, culture. You're not born worthy of a man's time and attention. And yes, these bras sound more like victims and way less like princesses. Need I remind you that the princess from the Disney story, they were all fit, feminine, and friendly, so they were worth dying for. They were worth they were worth putting their lives on the line to fight the evil beast so they can get the woman's hand in marriage. Ever thought about that? They were worth it. They were fit, feminine, and friendly. And exactly, culture, act your role or don't play the game at all. So you're not going to be a traditional woman, which is what men want. You have no business out here in this dating market. Better yet, perhaps you have no business dealing with a man that wants a relationship. That's what you need to do. Go back to the streets with the Pookies and the Ray Rays and deal with them. At least they know how they have enough game to deal with your happy ass the way you deserve to be dealt with. Whoop, whoop. Now we're cooking. Oh, you're damn right we're cooking. Okay, let's continue. Fair use, people.
Use discernment. If you don't have it, pray for it.
KS. You can't make this shit up, people. You just can't make this shit up. When they catch passport bros going overseas.
Oh my God. Yo.
When they catch passport bros trying to fly overseas. Chef Hustler on the grill. Thanks, culture. Hey, get somebody else to come over here and enjoy this.
She just proved in 3 seconds exactly why bro is leaving. They just don't act like this in other countries. They actually work with their man and do not try and fight him.
Biggest issue
Exactly.
with passport bros aren't that they're getting passports and going to find the love of their life. I think when it starts to be kind of weird is when you only date people outside your country, right? If
Oh, by the way, culture, this is not a laptop. This is my phone. I ain't got no laptop, so just bear with me, okay? I'm still trying to get this StreamYard stuff to work. This is my phone, not a laptop, but just to let you know.
a passport bro were to say, oh yeah, I only date Asian women, right? That is a fetish. That's
okay. So how is a man only wanting Asian women a fetish? That sounds more like a goddamn preference, not a fetish. But that's just me. What do y'all think? Do y'all think that that's a fetish or a preference? If I say I prefer Asian women or Hispanic women, is that a fetish or is that just a general preference? Let me know in the comments what y'all think.
that's not a passport bro, right? Passport bros are people who specifically go from country to country to country trying to find women, exotic flavors, to
Exactly. Thank you, Culture Invasion. It's a preference, not a damn fetish. Thanks for clarifying that. Let's continue.
to dabble in, right?
Goddamn ads. Give me a second, folks. Oh, God. This is getting good. And clearly, this shit doesn't know the difference between a fetish and a preference. Seriously. Okay, here we go.
Becoming weird. when you go to third world countries or countries that are not as advanced as ours and start telling women that you're going to marry them. And a lot of these women are desperate, so they're going to take you up on that offer, right? And in a way, it's kind of manipulative.
Okay, who's really desperate in this situation? Who's really desperate in this situation? The women overseas because they want to get out of their poverty-stricken countries, or the women out here in the West because the men that they claim that they don't want and didn't need are leaving? Begs the question, who's really desperate in this situation? Okay, Culture Invasion says fetishes when you get creepy about it, like black women. Hold on, let me see this. Okay, Culture Invasion said, well, fetish, not fatish. I get it. Fetish when you get creepy about it. Black women probably taste like chocolate. No, they taste like peaches like the rest of them. But they think they're special. That's a good one. My bad. I had the damn phone acting crazy. Okay, let's get back into this. Once again, fair use, ladies and gentlemen, fair use. Okay, I kind of see what you did there, Culture, but they taste like chocolate, taste like peaches like the rest of them. Yeah, I see what you did there. Exactly. Thank you, Culture. The women are the ones being desperate, not the guys. We just want some freaking companionship from a feminine, friendly woman. These bras just want a nigga that's gonna pay their bills, provide and protect them, and don't get shit in return but headaches, nagging, and bullshit. That's all they want. Okay, hold on. And you said, but they're not trying to get to the USA. Who's not trying to get to the USA? Yeah, triple F for the win. And that's a good point. Why aren't men overseas coming over here to the West to marry our women? Because they already know. They already know. All right. Fair use.
Right? They want someone who is going to be submissive to them. And what better way to find someone who's submissive to them than to find a woman who is at your beck and call? Because, you know, the only reason she's in the United States is because of you. Sounds to me like a lot of control issue, right? And to be honest, ladies, these aren't the type of men that we want anyway.
If these are not the kind of men you want anyway, why the holy mother of hell you on this TikTok making this damn video? Why do you even give a rat's ass? Seriously. You don't want men for whatever reason, in the West for whatever reason. But you on TikTok making a video talking about them going overseas and how desperate they are. Why? Make it make sense. You see, the foreign chicks that want to stay with their people and support. Yep, that's a good point. The foreign chicks do want to stay and they do want to offer their support, something that we're clearly lacking out here in the West. But let's continue. Exactly, Culture. Strong foreign women don't mingle with peasant USA women. Low key, they don't. Because foreign women were taught to be traditional. They were taught how to cater to a man, and they were taught how to choose men wisely. Compared to out here in the West, where women can just choose any man, no matter how trash he is. If he doesn't change up for her, then it's his own fault. No, Swedish, your own goddamn fault as well, because you chose that man knowing he was a piece of shit. Take accountability for your own goddamn decision instead of trying to blame everybody else. But let's continue. Fair use, fair use, fair use, fair use, fair use, fair use.
Men want a woman that they can control because they can't find it here in America because it's frowned upon to like own a human. They go to other places in the world.
Who said anything about owning a human? Who said anything about owning a human?
World where they can legally own a human.
She's projecting her loneliness so hard. It's not about control. It's about finding a woman that understands mutual respect. But hey, his body is his choice, right?
Not to mention his money, his choice. Right.
Besides, if this is all that's available, you can't blame men for not wanting She-Hulk.
A lot of people got something to say about the fact that I got 6 kids with 6 different men. So
Are you fucking serious? Oh, God, here we go. In the words of DJ Khaled, another one. Give me a sec, you guys. Let me try to stomach this real quick before I continue. Oh, my God. So this woman is making a TikTok. This woman making a TikTok video. Apparently, hold on. Okay, I'm back. She has 6 kids by 6 different men. The price ain't right. The price ain't right. But let's see what she has to say. Once again, gentlemen, fair use, fair use. Ladies and gents, fair use, fair use.
I'm just gonna tell y'all why it is better to do it this way. If I had 6 kids with all the same dude, I get 34% of his income, which is only $680 a month.
Yeah, and
if I got 6 kids with 6 different dudes, I get 17% from each one of them, which is $340 a month from each one.
So that's $340 times 6. Damn. Okay then.
$340 a month times 6 baby daddies is $2,040.
Yep, it's all about the money, folks. It's all about the money. Oh my God. You can't make this shit up, people.
So why don't you have 6 baby daddies?
Maybe some females will want to go down that route. And yeah, it sounds tempting to be able to collect all that goddamn money, but at what price? To wear out your goddamn womb for a bunch of men you don't want sticking around? That's what the fuck we doing now? You can't make this up. Oh God. Continue.
And she sees no problem with doing this to those men. If only modern women would put this much effort into education or getting a job. I'm not sure if this is a joke. It sure does feel like it is, but I certainly do not doubt that some women actually do think like this and operate this way. They have absolutely no morals, and the courts will allow it. We all know how this story will play out. Them kids will grow up without a father, and you already know how that will turn out, and she will end up alone.
I'm very good at cook, in cleaning.
Okay, now here's a beautiful Philippine chick. Let's see what she has to say about the passport bros.
Also, I will serve you.
Oh my God, get out of here, sister.
Wow.
Over here in the West, we don't play that, okay? We're strong, independent queens who don't need no man. She talking about serving.
I could offer my whole self. No secrets and all. Loyalty, faithfulness, everything that could make him happy.
You ever hear a Western woman talking about how she's going to make her man happy? No. You know what we hear from the West? What a man can do to make me happy.
Exactly. It's all about making the woman happy, even at the expense of the man.
Man can bring to the table for me, what I can benefit, how I can spend his money.
This is why Western women is mad, because look at her. She's pretty and she's a housewife and she takes care of 2 kids. It's not our fault. You didn't even say that we steal their men. No, we don't steal your men. Your men come in here.
Low blows.
Exactly. Who said a thing about stealing us away? We choose to go overseas. It's our personal decision to go overseas. Now, I'm not going to play all of this. I'm just going to play some of the juicy stuff.
Detective Poirot, we're invited to dance. I can't talk to the dead.
Okay, culture. I'll inbox you on Discord. But right now, let's get back into this. My fault, y'all. I had that on mute the whole time. Let's try this again.
Been telling men for years that you don't want them, you don't need them, they don't meet your standards, that they don't treat you right. You can pay for your own hair, you can pay for your own nails, you can afford your own home, you can afford your own car. Men are good for nothing. You're strong, you're independent. Then you get mad when these men go to another country to actually find a woman that has the qualities that they are looking for in a wife. Make it make sense.
Thank you. Now that's what I'm talking about. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. See, she gets it. This Vietnamese woman understands it. Damn, I'm getting tongue twisted here. All right, then. She understands perfectly. She understands it. Let's continue.
I also want to talk about why this mindset that so many Western women have is actually extremely problematic. Because not only are you putting down the men who are going overseas with pure intentions, you're also putting down the women from these other countries solely off of the fact that they were not brought up in a Western culture.
Exactly right. And this goes back to what I said earlier in the stream. Y'all talk about the goddamn sisterhood and all this kind of stuff, but I guess when it comes to foreign women dealing with American men, all bets are off. We date other women outside of our own race because we're too weak to handle a strong, independent black woman. Need I remind you, not only are you putting down the men, but you're putting down the women as well. You're putting down your own so-called sisters as well. Freedom for all women. Women should be able to do whatever they want. If a foreign woman wants to date an American man, that's her prerogative, plain and simple. That's her decision. That's her choice to make. So who are y'all to tell men and women what they should and should not be doing?
Because you're calling them uneducated, you're calling them poor, you're calling them weak, you're calling them vulnerable. You're creating a superiority complex where you are at the top and women from all these other countries are at the bottom. And let me tell you something. If you were really superior, the men would not be leaving.
Ba-boom! Ba-boom! Exactly. Thank you. That's what I'm talking about. So yeah, my sisters, and yeah, culture, you ain't lying. She is kind of cute. She ain't bad looking overall. But like the young lady just said, if our Black American women are so superior, why the hell are so many of their men leaving to go elsewhere? That's a very good question. But that's what I'm talking about. All right, fear use, let's continue.
And you would not be single.
My point exactly.
Sensational. That last part was a nuclear truth bomb. She just TKO'd it.
Guys, let's get our passports, bro. They don't appreciate us here.
It's an opportunity for them to go in search of spouses who they feel are going to be more subservient to them and do what they want, basically some sort of indentured servitude.
It's easier for these men to go overseas and get one of these victims. A lot.
Victims? Oh, here we go again. Victims?
These passport bros are exploiting a power imbalance economically.
Y'all are taking advantage of these women. If you feel
taking advantage of these women, how are we taking advantage of these women? We haven't done anything to them. How are we doing that? And besides, how are you going to sit up there and say we're taking advantage of these women, but yet earlier you would call them uneducated, vulnerable, weak-minded people? That's why men are going overseas to deal with them. Seriously, make up your goddamn mind. Pick a side already. You gotta pick a side. She like average cute Asian, like her average cute women that could get a man if they were cooperative. Yep, that about sums it up. Now let's see what else they have to say. We're taking advantage of them. Earlier you were saying, hey, they're weak-minded and they can't do anything for themselves. That's why men are going over there. Make up your mind.
That you need to go to Antarctica to marry a polar bear.
But they're still doing that. Oh, we're just going to leave and go to another country and find women. Or you're going to die alone. Good luck dying alone with your cats.
Get a polar bear.
Yeah, it is much easier for these passport bros to go to other countries and exploit younger, more impressionable, less educated or uneducated girls living in poverty.
You know why? Because we don't care.
look, we don't care.
You keep saying you don't care, but you keep making these damn videos. Then shut up.
We do not care.
You don't care? Well, you could have fooled me.
No, it sounds to me like they do care. The funny thing is, no one forced them to take time out of their day and record a video to post on TikTok. If they really didn't care, they would not have made the video. The bitterness is off the scale. The funny thing is, most of these women that are so mad are probably women that don't get enough attention. When they had the attention, they disrespected it. Now we ignore them. And so they try and shame men for leaving.
What, Rose, like they're getting women from like the DR, Colombia.
Yes. Wait. Excuse me? I'm educated? Girl, have you been to the Philippines? Filipinos are very smart. And a lot of Filipinos are nurses, teachers, doctors, lawyers, and you're calling us uneducated?
Tell him, my sister. Tell him.
Do some research, girl. Okay?
Damn. Well, that proves it. Oh, my God. Don't feel bad, my little Philippine beauty. Our women are just mad at y'all because they didn't have what it takes to measure up to whatever it is you got going for yourself. That's all it really is. In this country, women will find just about any excuse to down people that they believe are better than them. Hell, even if a man is doing better than her, that's no reason for her to be cooperative and get on his program. So just have to get used to it. That's how it is out here. And you wonder why we're coming out there overseas. So now I hope you understand that.
American guys are going across the country to find Filipina slaves. Girl.
What did I do today?
You cooked dinner. You went to the grocery stores before and got all the groceries to cook dinner. And you cleaned up the whole room, and put all my clothes away without me asking for it.
And do I feel like I'm safe? No. Because what did you do today?
I do. I bought Starbucks. I took out the trash when I saw you struggling with it. You were going to try to take it out yourself. And I got your nails done the other day.
So it's not a game of who does more for who. It's about thinking what the other person needs and doing it without them having to ask for it. And even if I do just the little things for him, he's always so surprised and appreciative. Which makes me wonder what's going on over there in America.
That's a very good question. Now, that's what I'm talking about. Bravo. That's what I'm talking about. He's doing his part. She's doing his part. And he said he saw her struggling trying to get the trash out, and he felt compelled to help her. So, yeah. And with me personally, if I see somebody struggling with something, I feel more compelled to offer my assistance. That's just the kind of person we are. So if you're doing your part, putting in that effort, then hell yeah, you're damn right. I'm going to feel more compelled to step in and offer my assistance. Bottom line, point blank. That's how that goes. And look at this. And look at this couple. You can look at her. Look at this couple right here. She doing her. Yeah, she cooked, cleaned, took care of the household. He took care of all the manly stuff like taking out the garbage or whatever. So they're basically a team. They are a team. That's This is what we're going overseas for, ladies. This is what men are going overseas for. This is what they're going overseas for. So remember that.
Mind you, we're not taking them away from you. They're coming to find us.
Correct. You can't take what was never yours to begin with. And second of all, like she said, men are choosing to go over there.
The only reason an Asian woman would marry you is because of the prospect of a better life.
You go find a wife in the Philippines or Thailand or wherever these places are that are overseas. They're just happy to be rescued from their poverty-stricken life of no opportunity.
You may or may not be able to speak English properly.
And if you want to call us uneducated and poor, that we will get any opportunity we can get just so we can get out of poverty. Men are supposed to be providers, so they are going to provide for their future partners and family. The bottom line is we have what they are looking for. I don't understand where is the rage from these women coming from. Why are they?
Give me 1 second. And we're back.
Are they even surprised their men leaving when they are the one who is causing it?
I can cook.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Oh, I remember this one. Let's watch this one. Then I'm gonna open the panel.
I can clean.
Yeah, see, this is why I came to Thailand, to find a traditional woman. See, in the United States, women don't cook and clean. All they do is complain. And you don't got time for that.
They complain, they nag, they bitch, they moan, they complain, they argue, they fuss, cuss, scream, the whole damn nine.
That's why I got my passport, and I've left.
Look at this beautiful couple right here. You understand me? Look at that smile. But guys, let's be honest. A young brother like this in the States, you could tell he's exceptionally forward regarding his intentions of wanting love and wanting a family. In the States, a man of his personality, characteristics, and traits will be labeled as a lame, would be labeled as corny, as reasons to disqualify him. But instead of dealing with the bullshit, my young brother went abroad and found himself a nice little tenderoni abroad.
This is what matters. Men should not be playing a game of cat and mouse with a girl for her attention when he can just leave America for real love. But do be careful, guys. The grass is not always greener on the other side. So do your due diligence.
Why do you think so many men?
And that's all I'm gonna show for right now. I think we all get the gist. Oh man. Okay, I'm about to drop the link in the chat. Just give me a sec, fellas. All right, anybody feel free to come up and let's talk about this. You saw the videos, you heard my commentary, so please come up and tell me what you think about all this. What's your personal opinion on the whole passport bro movement? I mean, me personally, I don't have a problem with it. I mean, it is what it is. If men want to go overseas and seek better opportunity, I say go for it. It is what it is, right? If you can find that out there, go right ahead. I ain't mad at you. But I want to hear from y'all, the audience. Anybody want to come up, feel free. A lot of the men who go overseas to find great wives are not great dudes. Correction. Maybe they were great dudes, but you were too stubborn to see that. And now you're mad because they're done waiting for your happy ass to get right. So they're going to go find some other women who can get right. Oh, my Lord Almighty. Okay. For right now, I'm just going to play some more audio, because this was just some good stuff here. Once again, folks, fair use.
Countries that have less money and less education, it's because they want a woman who is dependent on them for their livelihood. And I don't think that that is a good thing.
A lot of the men I know that go overseas to find wives are not great dudes.
Can you be more specific?
They're not great dudes. How?
Yeah, they're pervy.
When am I
pervy? Correct. What's your definition of pervy? He's not 6 feet tall. He's balding a little bit. That's what you call being pervy? Oh, my Lord Almighty.
Wants to find a woman with traditional values in another country. He's now not a good man and he's a pervert. And then you wonder why they're leaving.
Women.
Exactamundo. Oh, my Lord. The same men you call pervy, the same men you call desperate, the same men you call creepy are going overseas for better opportunities. And your ass just can't handle it. Your ass just can't handle it. Oh, my Lord. You can't make this shit up. You just can't make this shit up. Okay, culture, take your time. I'll be right back. Hold on. Okay, I'm still waiting. Anybody can come up and let's talk about this passport, bro. What are your thoughts and opinions on this thing? Are you considered being a passport bro yourself? Feel free to share your thoughts and opinions on it. Okay, I'm back. All right. Now let's get into this. Next part. The link is right there in the description, you guys. Feel free to come up and let's talk about the passport bros. And shout out to Killer Swag, getting that bad. That's why he don't care about no price tags. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Thought you were never gonna show up, but okay. Now that you're here, let's listen to some of this bashing and thrashing at the passport bros. And this, let's continue.
This book here, it's called It's Perfectly Normal. I'll read some of this for you. It says, after a bit, a person's becomes moist and slippery, and the clitoris becomes hard. After a bit, a person's becomes erect, stiff, and larger. Sometimes a bit of clear fluid that may contain some sperm comes out of the tip of the penis and makes it wet.
Can we, sir, I'm sorry.
Was it something I said? If you don't want to hear it in a school board meeting, why should children be able to check it out of the school system? We have perverts that are perverting our kids. You want to sit back slowly.
Okay, I don't know what that man was reading or whatever, but it sounded like some perverted ass shit. Seriously, who leaves this stuff in a room full of children, a school full of children? God damn. Oh my God. And they said, you heard about the book, It's Perfectly Normal. What's perfectly normal about writing a book about some sexual innuendos and references and putting that in a classroom full of minors and underage kids. Seriously. Oh God. So any of y'all got kids out there, you better watch out for some bullshit like this. That'll be like going to your school, finding out that your teachers be hiding dirty magazines in the classrooms. Imagine that. Imagine you're a parent and your child talking about, hey, mommy, hey, daddy, I found this dirty magazine on the bookshelf. I'm like, oh, my God. Imagine that. Imagine that. Imagine that. You say, oh, your mic is locked up. What you mean your mic's locked up? I don't get it. It says your mic is locked up. Is that on my end? What's going on here? You said your mic is locked up. I'm not sure what you mean by that. And by the way, Killer Swag, say hi to your homegirl, Sweet Melanie. I wish you could come up there. I could have special guests killing them sweet, bringing the heat, looking all fly in the YouTube streets. Joining Hustler and Muscular, also known as HNM, dropping some gems. I'm stomping hard like a pair of Timbs. But I guess one of y'all is better than none of y'all. So, hey, it is what it is, right? Let's continue.
In your chairs, but you don't want me to read it. Why? Does it bother you? Yes or no? You can't answer that question. You want to know why? Because politically speaking, you can't say that it's wrong. And you don't want me to read the filth because it exposes the truth. How dare you tell me to stop reading it? If you don't want to hear it, why should the children have to see it?
Pastor, your time is up. Thank you.
That makes two of us.
When the school system teaches kids how to do crazy stuff in bed, you know that this is nothing but a clown world. And by the way, this whole discussion goes beyond religion. It's a matter of common sense, which, as you guys know, it's not that common.
You're damn right it's not. Who that right man would leave some bullshit like that on a school full of innocent children? Really? Again, they'll be like my child going to school talking about they found a dirty magazine on the bookshelf or whatever. Oh God. Imagine that. And this is why parents are resorting to homeschooling their kids. Oh man. Okay, Culture, you're in the chat. All right, cool. Feel free to hit that link and come on up here, and I'll try to get this thing to work.
Children hear it. There is nothing normal about reading this book to young, innocent children. What is the purpose of putting this book in schools? God bless this man of God. I love when he said, "Is it something I've said?" after reading out loud to a bunch of adults to feel they are letting our children check out and read. Thank God he isn't afraid of men while taking care of God's business. God, cover this man and all the parents standing.
You're damn right. Give that man the award for Father of the Year. Give that man an award for Father of the Year, because that was real right there.
The book, It's Perfectly Normal, is in the Asheville School District in North Carolina. As a matter of fact, it's in numerous school districts around the country. The board, as expected, didn't want to hear what the pastor/father had to read out loud from this book, but yet 10-year-olds should be able to hear and read this garbage. It's no surprise to anyone how much of a failing society the Western world, America in particular, has become. From the crappy legal systems the entitled modern women and the propaganda children are being exposed to. It just makes you feel like
the world's coming to an end. That's bottom line.
Most American chicks are toast. Most Canadian chicks are toast. And the same is applied in Australia, New Zealand, and Western Europe. I lived in Philadelphia, Las Vegas, Miami, San Diego, Los Angeles, and San Francisco. In Canada, Medellin and Bogota, Puerto Rico for about a year. I lived in China, London, and Lisbon, Portugal, and Kiev, Ukraine, Bucharest, Romania. Those are kind of the main places where I set up base and got to take in the culture. Here's what's been fun with the Western cultures. The girls are very entitled. They're stuck up, overweight, less educated in general compared to the Eastern. They're less sweet, they're less feminine, they're less.
And let me say something real quick. These women talk about women overseas are less educated. I don't want to sound harsh, but I have reason to believe that our African American women in the West are the most uneducated females on the planet. That may sound a little harsh. Maybe I'm wrong, but these modern women are the main ones that sound uneducated, if anything. I mean, they got all these degrees, but they make dumbass decisions. They act like they don't have the good sense that God gave them. So who's really the uneducated group of women around here? The women overseas or the women out or the women here in the West? That's a matter of opinion, I guess.
Elegant, they are more slutty, more disrespectful. Versus what I found in Eastern European cultures, the women are very feminine, they're very elegant, they're sweet, they're very fit, they're more respectful, they're more genuine, they're more educated, they're more cultured, they're less sexually experienced, okay, because they're not pouring out all over the place. They're
good point. They ain't got a body count.
More family oriented and usually have better morals in general. For me personally, I am just over the Western chicks.
Throw those off on
I
Western
think
women.
that we've just got a very, very selfish culture of women. And to any women out there that say I have internalized misogyny or anything like that, that would require that I have a problem with women worldwide. I do not have a problem with women worldwide.
Exactly. That's the thing about it. You call out one woman for her bullshit. Now it's like you just hate women in general.
I have a problem with Western women. And if you think that I'm just like making this up out of nowhere, reflect on the fact that there are Western men that are flying out east to find wives. Are Eastern men coming out west to find wives? No. Where in the world are men flying out in droves to marry American women? Nobody.
Exactly. Right. You don't see that now, do you? You don't see any men coming from foreign countries trying to marry our American women because they probably heard multiple things. They probably already heard the stories. I mean, they be on social media flaunting and all this kind of stuff, so they probably have a good idea as to what to expect from American women. With that being said, they rather stay in their own culture and deal with their own traditional women where they have some power. It's not about controlling women. It's more about instilling discipline, leading women down the right path to a traditional lifestyle. That's what it's all about. Let's continue.
He wants us. Why? We're big, we're selfish. We don't want to hear anything. You can't tell me to eat less. You can't tell me to change my life. You can't tell me it's not about me.
How much money do you need to earn to be considered rich here in the Philippines?
150,000 income every month. You will be able to maintain a car and to have a nice home, to be able to have this rich lifestyle.
Imagine yourself in a place like this, getting paid remotely $3,000-$4,000 a month, and you look good, take care of yourself. You don't think you would crush it?
Guys, thanks for checking out this video.
And that's the end of it. Boy, that was a lot. That was a lot, I tell you. Okay, that's the end of the video. Again, the link is in the description. Anybody that want to come up, feel free to come up. Okay, what you mean by Tate? You mean Andrew Tate? Yeah, you're right. He's always on edge. Well, if I can find something in regards to Andrew Tate, if I can't find it now, I'll probably have to bring it up on the very next stream. Again, culture, the link is in the description. Feel free to come up anytime and let's talk about this. What you mean your mic is locked up? I don't get it. I mean, your mic was working fine when you had that grown and sexy conversation Sunday. So what's going on now? Okay, I'm back. And I just found another video talking about the passport bros. Let's check this out. Fair use, people. Fair use. Now let's see who's the content creator. Shout out to Woke News. Videos posted about a month ago. Let's see what this has to say. Fair use, fair use.
50-50.
50-50, an equal partner.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of people in my comments are commenting on Asian women being submissive, and I think that's a misinterpretation of how they show respect.
Some Western women think so highly of themselves that when a man do something for them, they think that it's the bare minimum because they're the queen. Growing up, I wasn't allowed to do the laundry, the dishes, clean the house, and everything because what they say is like, I'm supposed to do that for my man.
Damn. Ain't that about some shit? Man. So she was told to only reserve those duties for her man. That's the way it needs to be, ladies. You reserve that stuff for your man, your husband. But out here in the West, women feel like, I'm not cooking, I'm not cleaning for any man. So it don't matter if you're her husband or not. The narrative is Western women don't have to cook, clean, nurture, take care of the house for just any man. Compare that to out there in the West, or in this case, the Philippines, where the women are taught these things and they're taught to do them for their husbands when they get married. That's the way it's supposed to be. So no wonder men are going overseas. It's better opportunities out there. Let's continue.
And that's really the basis of it all, isn't it? It's not that American women are more entitled.
I think, actually, I know I'm a prize. And so I think that a man should value me for what I am.
And what is that exactly?
So if the woman is the prize, what would that make the man?
Good question. What does that make the man?
The wallet.
We take
That's it. The goddamn wallet. It's all about the money, ain't it?
our privileges for granted and shit like that.
Am I getting paid? Are you paying my rent? No. Like,
Why the fuck does it matter if I'm paying your goddamn rent? You gonna give me some head for that rent?
what? Do I need to call you a fucking nanny? Boy, bye.
Fuck
We
you.
are just naturally family-oriented people, that's all. And you can't deny the fact here in the United States, it's not like that anymore.
What it really is we are in the dawn of the time when women can be just as advantageous and successful as men have historically been allowed to be.
I don't know if you need to hear this right now, but we don't chase men! We chase the men! We don't chase men!
You don't chase men, you rather chase the fucking bag. But when you get tired of chasing the goddamn bag, you're gonna wonder where all the good men have gone. But guess what? They ain't chasing your happy ass no more because they gone on with their lives, preferably overseas. Ever thought about that?
And now that we are at that age, we will no longer tolerate things like belittlement, domestic violence, putting us in a box.
Who said anything about domestic violence? Does that shit really happen? Yes, it does. But you can't punish a past generation. You can't punish the current generation for something that the past generation put y'all through. So no, this is beyond just tolerating domestic violence. Nowadays, anything and everything that makes a woman feel uncomfortable is considered misogyny, and it's damn near only abuse on the level of abuse. That's where y'all went wrong. You took it to the goddamn extremes to where catering to a man is considered, oppressing toward women. Seriously.
Telling us what we will and won't do.
You think all foreigners are rich?
I think they're rich, but not rich by like the money, like rich in their hearts. Like,
I wish that you guys could see it's really not that complicated with American women. We're just asking to be met halfway as far as respect.
You talk about, okay, let's hear that again.
We're just asking to be met halfway as far as respect.
Okay, this says men are stupid don't respect them. Sound is replaying in my head. So you want us to meet you halfway as far as respect, and this is how the fuck you treat us. Blah. Ain't gonna happen.
Men are stupid and I don't respect them.
That same respect that you are hoping
you get.
I've never felt like a king or got true king treatment until I went out of this country. Facts.
Type of foreigners that you like? Well, those people who, has an aura that they're approachable and you can sense that they're not, rude. Okay. Those type of foreigners.
Okay, so you guys have to have an approachable aura.
Wow. An approachable aura. Makes sense to me. You have to have an approachable. So you hear that? You want to go to the Philippines, you must have an approachable aura. Out here in this country, you can have the best approachable aura in the world. If she don't find you physically attractive because you're not 6 feet tall with a six-pack abs, it's a done deal. You better pray to God that she don't call the police and have you thrown in jail for the alleged harassment, stalking, or whatever, all because you don't look the part as far as what she's looking for in a man physically. It's a real shit show out there. But out there in the Philippines, just have to have a positive aura. And like it says, live your best life.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mika.
When you go over there and seduce young women.
When you let a Filipina from the province plan your date.
Didn't you lose these?
No.
That looks like fun.
I feel like they like the little giggly, I'm sorry, I don't know how to say it. I feel like they like that shit. It makes them feel dominant and more intelligent.
So you want someone more independent?
50-50.
50-50, an equal partner.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of people.
Oh, my bad. I already played that part.
Things like belittlement, domestic violence, putting us in a box.
Well, those type of foreigners.
Thank you so much, Mika.
Here we go.
You go over there and seduce young women.
When you let a Filipina from the province plan your date.
Didn't you lose these?
No.
She's never been to the club before.
Wow. Whatever you want, you have many options. For whatever you want, your many options. P.S. Live your best life. Cool. Ooh. Okay, now I think I want to go overseas to the Philippines.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't want to get copyright strike for the music, so let's fast forward to this. Okay. Before I forget, make sure you hit the like button. Feel free to subscribe and share this stream with all your friends.
So long story short, I'm the type of woman that's the last stop before they make loud declarations that they're going to go to Asia when their feet have never been more than 5 feet off the ground when they had to go do the jump test in PE class when they were in 6th grade. When their feet have, I'm the type. So long story short, I'm the type of woman that's the last stop before they make loud declarations that they're going to go to Asia when their feet have never been more than 5 feet off the ground when they had to go do the jump test in PE class when they were in 6th grade.
Wow. And that's enough for now. Link is still in the description. Hold on a second. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Yes, I had a lot to say in regards to the whole passport, bro. And after watching all that ridiculous nonsense, it's like, oh man, it's no wonder. It's no wonder men want to go overseas, because out here it's just a real shit show as far as trying to find someone good. It's really messed up out here, brothers. It really is. Oh man. Okay, culture invasion. Catch you later. Thanks for stopping by at least. I mean, you couldn't come on the panel, but at least you stopped by. Appreciate you for stopping by at least. Man, oh man. All this nonsense y'all ladies talk about. Men go overseas because they want a slave. They want a woman with traditional values, aka a slave. No, men just want a woman that's gonna be cooperative and be traditional. They say don't be a doormat or a dictator, be a leader. Well, that's what we're trying to be. We're trying to be leaders, but we can't be leaders, excuse me, to a bunch of women that don't want to follow our lead. And understand something. You talk about being a slave. Understand something. Ladies, slavery is to be associated with dictatorship, and submission is associated with leadership. When it comes to dictatorship, you're basically a slave because you have no choice but to do what this man says. Otherwise, there's dire consequences. That is not what men are promoting out here. That is not what these men want. No, you got it all wrong. Men out there, men who want to be leaders and want to be builders, providers, and protectors, want a woman that's going to submit to their leadership. And you choose at your own free will to submit to this man's leadership. That's exactly what men want. But apparently we're not getting that out here in the West. So it's no wonder they want to go overseas. So yeah, you need to stop associating slavery with submission, because the two are clearly not the same thing. You want to be an independent boss chick, you go right on ahead and do that shit, but don't get mad when all the men just decide to say, you know what, the hell with this, I'm just going to go elsewhere. And for a bunch of females that talk about they just don't care about the passport bros, shit. You got a funny way of showing it by creating TikTok video after TikTok video after TikTok video of y'all showing total disregard for the passport bros' feelings and what they want, and total disrespect to their decision to actually go overseas. I mean, seriously, I saw a video of a woman going to Jamaica just to get their poo-tang touched. So y'all ladies can go overseas to seek out foreign men for whatever reason, but when we want to go overseas for the same reason as far as the foreign women are concerned, we're still the fucking problem? You want us to stay here in the West and do what's right, but yet y'all can go out there and do whatever the fuck y'all want to do. I'm sorry, but that's not going to happen. That's just a bunch of bullshit. No. The hypocrisy is mind-boggling. And what y'all ladies fail to understand is, like I said earlier, you can't go overseas with the same modern day ideologies. And again, granted, I said this about men too. Men, if you're going to go overseas, learn the culture, learn the narratives, and learn how the laws work, and have basic communication and social skill, because there's no sense of you going overseas trying to meet foreign women knowing damn well you haven't mastered how to talk to women out here in the West, because that's going to carry over. You can't have a messed up mindset and think you can go into another country and have that carry over and get positive results. It's not going to work that way. What you can do out here in the West won't fly out there overseas. You have to understand that. Same thing with y'all ladies. All that independent boss chick mindset, that shit is not going to fly in other countries. These men will put your ass in your place. The woman in Dubai, they got arrested. That lets you know right there. No, you can't go out there acting all sassy like that. No, you can't do that out there. And yes, they can arrest your ass just for screaming at somebody. It's ridiculous, but that's just the way they do things out there. And I had a guy tell me that the World Cup FIFA was gonna boycott the World Cup because the country they was in didn't support LG, the alphabet soup community. I'm like, really? You have to get on the program. You can't go to other countries and expect your narratives to fly. You have to abide by their standards and their narratives. So it's mind-boggling. So, man, if you want to go overseas, that's fine. Do what's best for you, because I understand how trash it is out here in the West. You need to go overseas where it's basically treasure amongst trash instead of it being. You need to go out. You need to go overseas where it's basically treasures amongst trash instead of trash amongst treasure, like it is out here in the West. So, I'm all for it. Do what's best for yourself. Do what's best for yourself and stop worrying about these angry, bitter women out here that are just upset because they can't get anybody. The men that they once wanted don't want them anymore. And like the woman said in the other video, if black women if American women in general are so superior to foreign women, why the fuck are we leaving the United States for foreign women? That's something to think about right there. You can't even keep your own men interested in you. So what makes you think you're better than the foreign women? Seriously. And that old sisterhood nonsense is just what it is. Nonsense. Because we all know that when it comes to supporting anything and everything, and that's about independence and liberation of women, they're going to cheer for. But anything that goes against the ideologies, they don't want to hear it. They don't want anything to do with it. It's just a bunch of bullshit. No, they don't want anything to do with that. They don't want to hear it. So it don't make a lot of sense talking about the sisterhood this, the sisterhood that. The sisterhood is where it needs to be. Liberation for all women. Women should have to bow down to no man. But here you are talking down on the foreign women of other countries, making them feel like they're less than you, all because they go outside of your ideologies, all because they don't abide by the independent boss chick narratives and feminist mindsets. These women want to cook, they want to clean, they want to provide for their man, and they want to put their man's feelings first. And y'all modern women are just pissed off at that. That's all it is to it. You're just pissed off because the men you claim you never wanted are going overseas elsewhere to seek better opportunity instead of staying out here in the West being miserable just to make y'all feel good. If y'all ladies want to go overseas, by all means you can. But just remember, you better understand the culture. You better understand the rule. We're going to have to act like an asshole because these men and women will come down on your ass for doing all the wrong things. Okay, before I get up out of here, I want to play some more of this video and give people more time to come into the stream, come onto the panel if they want to. Let's hear some more of this. Give me. Okay, fair use, fair use.
She thinks he's attractive or she thinks he's okay. She won't go.
He wants somebody that will abide by and listen to literally everything he says. He wants somebody to comply. He wants a slave.
Well, clearly you don't know what the fuck a slave is. A slave has no choice but to do whatever the master says. And that's clearly not what this gentleman wants. He wants someone that's going to comply, not obey like a little slave girl. No. Get your facts straight, sweetheart.
Traditional values. Oh, you mean seen and not heard? Marital R word is not a thing. Child rearer, cook, you know, like the good old days when women couldn't vote, when women couldn't have bank accounts, when women couldn't leave their husband. Not really a lot.
Okay, back then, nobody really had a problem with that back then. I don't think anybody had a problem with that back then. Letting women vote, letting them work was not the fucking issue. What we have a problem with is how they just took it too far and evolved, and how it evolved into what it is today. They don't need men for anything. They can do whatever the fuck they want to do. It's just a crapshoot now.
allowed to explore outside of the house, etc., because their husband doesn't want them to find that freedom.
Do you think foreigners are generous? I think so, yeah.
You may or may not be able to drive. You may or may not be able to speak English properly and like be able to really find people. Do you now see why?
Look at this. Feminism means no responsibility. No wonder men are going overseas to find quality women worthy of marriage. Yep. Feminism means no responsibility for anyone other than your goddamn self. See what it's become over the years? See what it's become, ladies? See what feminism has done to y'all? It's taught y'all to be responsible for nobody other than yourself. Never mind your husband, never mind the kids, just be responsible for your goddamn self.
A lot of these same men are searching overseas to find quality women worthy of marriage.
You're goddamn right we are. And what's your problem with that? Do tell.
Yeah.
It's because they want a woman who is dependent on them for their livelihood.
A lot of the men I know that go overseas to find wives are not great dudes.
Most
Says
of
who?
the foreigners that I encounter are generous. Give foods to the beggars, money to the beggars.
Why do they care that men are going their own way and finding women in foreign countries? Why are they so upset?
Because we don't care. Look, we don't care. We do not care.
You keep saying you don't care, but you acting like it. Your mouth says you don't care, but your actions tell another fucking story. Make up your goddamn mind, ladies. You can't have this shit both ways. You either care or you don't care. Which is it now? Which is it? Ugh. I'm not listening to a damn thing that's coming out of these women's mouths. I'm looking at their actions. They're in front of a camera bragging, they're shaming passport bros. So that tells a story right there for me personally. Let's continue.
They need these men to stay in their orbit, to keep validating them.
Exactly. That's what they want. The free male attention without any obligations to commit to these men. Well, at the very least, they want those men to commit to them, but they ain't got to do shit in return.
That is what they're terrified, is they will lose the influence they have amongst the few men who still put up with.
The #1 most dependable mass market brand, 3 years in a row by J.D.
Culture at large, but maybe the culture that and the context that matters most to you is your campus, or maybe the people in your homeroom class. There's all kinds of hierarchies within social systems.
Basically, you would then judge it based off like, okay, is that guy an athlete? Is he like doing well, or like what would be
in high school? Yeah, that's the stereotypical one. It's like, who is the big man on campus? Is the quarterback, right? Sure. Does this guy can he compete with somebody who's 35, makes $1 million a year? It just depends on what the woman is looking for. And she might be so involved in that context that she will actually choose the quarterback over somebody who makes, hundreds of $1,000s a year. This is why this is great advice for guys, especially the shorter kings out there. Find a context in which you can shine. You can be a contextual alpha, might not love that term, but you can definitely have a higher sexual marketplace value in certain contexts versus others.
Would you consider dating a foreigner? 150%.
All she was worried about all the time is how I am and what I'm doing.
Okay.
Wow. Okay, ladies and gents, that's all I'm showing for. That's all I'm gonna show for right now, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Well, as for my final thoughts, I say, like I said earlier, if men want to go overseas, they should do whatever's best for them. And the only reason these women are upset over the whole thing is because they've lost their orbiters. They've lost access to the men they used to at one point worship their happy asses, and now they have no one to cater to them. And they're always, and they can't accept the fact that women in other countries are better than them. They just can't accept it. So they'll say anything and do anything just to make said women look and feel bad about themselves. Bottom line. Again, sisterhood, my motherfucking ass. You can't talk about the whole sisterhood this, the whole sisterhood that, and here you are shaming women in another country because they don't have the same ideologies as you. This is proof that feminism is a fucking lie. Feminism said women can do whatever they want, say whatever they want, act however they want, and be whatever they want. As long as it involves being an independent boss chick, racking up a body count, living your best life, putting off marriages throughout your 20s, and then waiting until you're damn near 30, 40, 50 years old, talking about you ready to settle down. If you're doing all that shit, the sisterhood is behind you. But the second you have a different mindset of, I want to get married, I want to start a family, I just want one man and maybe some selected partners prior to the marriage, a body count less than 3 will be sufficient, and then you get married. The second you have that kind of mindset, the sisterhood is coming down on your ass. So yeah, the sisterhood will only support women who are basically echo chambering or have the same exact mindsets, thoughts, and opinions that they do. So it's not real. It's not fucking real. I can tell you that right now. The sisterhood will say anything and everything just to make foreign women look bad. All because men choose to go over there. Men choose to go someplace where they are appreciated. It ain't about, oh, you just can't handle a strong, independent woman. Because the second I start handling a strong, independent woman, I'm going to have to change some things about myself. I got to sacrifice some things about myself to get on your level. I got to sacrifice my Christian beliefs and just say, you know what, I'm just going to fuck your ass, give you my dick, and if I get you pregnant, oh well. Abandon all my Christian desires. I'm gonna have to be a little more hot-tempered, uptight, and less tolerant of bullshit. And if I do all that, you're gonna say I'm abusive and disrespectful. So you can't have the shit both ways, ladies. You can't have the shit both ways. You can't say men are too weak to handle you, but at the same time, the guys who are true bosses and high value are too narcissistic and disrespectful for you. You can't have the shit both ways. You gotta pick a goddamn side. And until y'all do, men are gonna continue to go overseas and do whatever they want to do. And I'm afraid there's nothing y'all could do about it. You can shame us all we want to, but at the end of the day, it's our life, it's our money, it's our way or the highway, and we're choosing to go down the way overseas. We're taking that highway to the nearest airport, and we're going overseas with our passports. Bottom line, point blank, that's the way it goes. And there's no getting around that. So yeah, that's just the way that goes. Well, to everyone out there, and a shout out to Culture Invasion for joining my stream, and shout out to you, Killer Swag, getting that bag. That's why you don't care about those price tags. And shout out to you, Culture. You're fierce like a vulture. You got the hunting skills of a poacher. I just made that up for you, dog. Yeah. But anyway, this is Hustler and Muscular, aka H&M, dropping gems, stomping harder than a pair of Timbs. And you know what I do? Giving you the truth straight out the booth, hit it out the park like Babe Ruth. But that's what I do. Peace.